Visual appearance has a lot to do with perception. If you're meeting with somebody for an interview and they come in disheveled looking, you're going to assume that that person is disorganized. But what if imperfections are not always the enemy? What if sometimes imperfection is our friend? Now, people can argue that modern movies and TV shows are looking all too clinical and flat and sterile. But is that the problem, or is it the feeling that is evoked? Outside of television and shows, even just the content that influencers are making these days is now being downgraded or discarded if filmed on a professional camera. There's a certain level of authenticity that's translatable to the audience when the creator just simply doesn't care. Gym influencers like Sam Sulek have seen a massive rise by simply just documenting his life. There's a certain raw authenticity to it. There's a certain connective tissue. But as we look at images, there's so many ingredients that go inside of them. Camera is just the vessel that captures the image, but what's inside the frame makes up a large amount of the rest of it. Has modern cinematography failed us? Or is this evolution a necessary part in art's change?
There is a certain level of imperfection that I think that we're missing from the majority. Not all, not everything is bad. And I'm not here to just be that guy to shit on everything. But I think we've just gotten to such a point where overproducing and over-perfection has superseded art in and of itself and representing real life, right? Film, to me personally, is a lie that we tell the audience. We are portraying a world that is fake. We are portraying characters and circumstances that are fake, and we are putting those all together to create an immersive experience through a big white lie and make the audience believe the suspension of reality. But when we feel that the environment just doesn't feel that believable at a certain point, something just feels rather off. We're unable to connect with it. And I've seen a lot of other videos where people talk about this look right now, and people talk about the change in the image and how it is overproduced, and something is just so perfect. And people seem to tend to talk about the cameras and their high dynamic range, maybe the color grading progress and this HDR delivery where every black and shadow detail, is perfectly exposed and every highlight and nothing is clipped and it's also perfect, and that may be part of it, but I don't think that it's everything. People have imperfections. They sweat, they have oily skin, they may have flyaway hairs and things like that, but we've gotten to such a point where the use of this makeup, where the styling of this hair, to the point where, let's say your character is an LAPD officer who works a lot of hours, always has a pristine haircut and not one hair is out of place. Subconsciously as an audience, we watch this and there's just something that doesn't feel relatable, right? There's no way, when you look around the faces around you, whether you're in the grocery store or whether you're somewhere else, people don't look that perfect all the time, right? So that's just their makeup, that's just their haircut. Let's think about other things inside the frame. Their wardrobe, right? On my shirt right now, I'm human, man. I washed the shirt, but there's a couple wrinkles on it. When you watch these movies nowadays, it looks like the wardrobe just came freshly from Target and was just freshly steamed in the back wardrobe truck with, just the most perfect crisp lines, and there's not a single wrinkle, and everything is just so ornate. Meanwhile, we're following some character who works a bazillion hours and has a stressful life and things going on, but yet they always seem to have the most impeccably dry cleaned outfit no matter what, and it's, it's color coordinated with the background in such a way where it's almost so obvious. But I guess it's just the extra mile that things are going to. It's just getting to such a point where imperfection is outlawed, right? And I think it's those imperfections that make some of our favorite films so incredible. And when I talk about texture, and when I talk about life, and when I talk about, an organic image, I really mean it, right? When you watch films like this here, like The Brutalist, like look at the wardrobe, look at their haircuts, look at the little 5 o'clock shadows, maybe the locations have a little bit of dirt and grit on them. And this isn't a ploy to say films just need to be gritty and disgusting and everybody needs to look nasty, but there's a certain level of minor imperfection that we just need to let the slack go on at a certain point. One other element that I think that adds to this that I also need to mention here is also the casting, right? And casting, as you know, can play a huge role in your film, right? If you have an actor that's, rather crappy, the film is not going to be as successful and the characters are not going to be as believable as they possibly could be, right? Casting is everything, we all know that. However, what I mean there is that we've gotten away from that authentic casting, right? I feel like a lot of the films that I grew up watching in the 90s, there was some big actors that may not be the most good-looking people, they may not look the best on the front of Variety magazine, right? Think about actors back in the day like Tommy Lee Jones. He's got big ears, this big droopy face and everything, but he's got a character larger than life and a signature style that just you will never forget, but he looks very human. He looks like somebody that you could see in everyday life. And if you look at a lot of the background extras, if you look at a lot of the supporting roles and everything like that, not everybody looks like a Dan Abercrombie model, is my point. And nowadays we've gotten to such a point where aesthetics have become so paradigm that all of the actors casted on set are so damn good looking. And the problem with that is, again, real life is not like that. And when I don't believe that it's real life, I don't suspend my belief in the story. So wrapping this up, I think that there are plenty of films out there still that come out that still achieve a rather organic texture, that still feel real, that still feel like we're suspended in reality, and there are still filmmakers achieving this. And of course, you know, genre-based, there is a time and a place, but I think that everything has just gotten to such a level where it may be just a little bit too much. Let me know what you guys think down below.